Hope you're doing good. Micah back with another video. Back here to talk about what's on my Galaxy S24 Plus. Yes, new phone, new setup, new wallpapers, new complete setup. So what we're going to do is look at the lock screen, look at some of the settings, look at my home page, my second home page, and whether or not I'm using the Google Discovery feed. So if you're interested in these kind of videos, breakdowns, features, reviews, accessories, make sure you guys hit that like button. It's free. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. And hit the notification bell. It's also free. That way you know it's my videos. So that way you and I can sit back and see what's cracking. Now let's get into the video. And the first we're going to do is, which one do I have? It's this beautiful cobalt violet. I like to call it Thanos. I am inevitable. I love it. This beautiful phone here. I like to rock as caseless as possible, but I also don't mind cases. Now, yeah, it's a thing, so you just go through phases. So the first thing we're going to rock is the lock screen. As you see, it's all black. It's not because I'm not using the dim wallpaper. I, in fact, am using dim wallpaper. However, I'm using a live wallpaper for my lock screen. Upon double tapping, I got that color expression. Shout out to Floss for this idea. I was watching this video when this came up. It's beautiful. And it runs longer, and of course all you gotta do is do that if you really wanted to see it. This speaks so well, especially when it comes to this large display. So what else do we have going on here on the lock screen? Well, if I actually go ahead and double tap the power back off, as you see, I rock this time widget with these additional widgets. Samsung now allows widgets on the lock screen. That came with One UI 6, I believe, and was improved with One UI 6.1. And as you guys can see, I'm using the weather widget and the battery widget, and I have my battery charge down below. Now, it has been over a day since rocking this phone, so I have 37% left as of over 24 hours. Very impressive. Now, what's the next thing I can show you guys? Well, to answer that question, am I using the Google Discovery feed by swiping over? I am. I decided to use this as opposed to Samsung's TV. The reason being is I just get more information from this, and I'd rather use Samsung's TV Plus on their actual TV, which I do have for our living room. So I use it there, but on my phone I use Google Discovery feed, and I like the fact that I can scroll. And if I wanted to find a little bit more info on something, I do use the Google search feature, and upon circling, it should realize that these are in fact Samsung Galaxy Buds. But upon swiping down, swiping back, that's what we got going on there. Now, here's a key feature that I don't think people know. The reason why I can get my circle to search to respond so fast as well as pressing and holding on anything, is because I changed my haptic response speed within the settings. So if we go into settings and we come down here to accessibility, when that pops up, then we come in here to an interaction and dexterity. Once we click on this, we scroll down to touch and hold delay. I changed this to 0.2 seconds. Now, let's see here. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. It is here. There's defaults, and the default is, the very lowest is 0.3. Shortening it just another millisecond allows the response to be so much faster, and it feels much more closer to an iPhone 15's haptic response speed or haptic touch speed, which I also increased to being faster. So now when I press on hold on things and I want to access something, it's so much faster to click, press and hold, including Google to search. So now I'm just gonna look at my entire home page. That's what's up. So I do use Circle to Search, and that is one of the things that I used to have my Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus set up to be as fast as possible. Now, also, this phone is very, very fast. So I only take advantage of one thing within the developer settings, and that is down here with the animation scales. So I use window animation scale at half speed. I use transition at regular speed and animator at regular speed. The reason I did that is because this phone is snappy fast, meaning it's going to respond very, very fast. You will miss animations. At that point, you might as well just turn them off. I ain't like that. I want to see my animations on my phone. So I decided to keep speeds normal and just speed up certain little things. That way I could maintain a nice refreshing time with my phone without missing anything while interacting with my device. So that's something else that I have set up. Software update wise, we're still waiting on a software patch since the phone's release, but it is currently running this software here, 1UI 6.1 January security patch, and the software version ending in AWM9. So we have not gotten a software update as a result of this at the recording of this video. So I just thought I'd point that out to you guys real quick. What are some other settings I can show you guys in advanced features? I do use Bixby, but Bixby is also annoying because I thought Bixby would have improved to some degree when it comes to pressing and holding and asking a simple question. Like, take for instance this. When did the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro release? It will not give me that information. You would think it would know its own company value information, something that Apple's Siri is definitely better at from that perspective. So I do use Siri from time to time, especially operating onboard situations. Like Bixby's really good dealing with on-device tasks, but once it needs to go to the internet for stuff, Bixby can start getting a little wonky. So I do use Bixby from that perspective. I do have things operated in labs, multi-window for all labs, dark mode apps, photo ambient wallpaper. I do use those things there. And I also do use the advanced intelligent features like Call Assist, Magic Compose, which Google's calling it with Google AI, that they're pixel dropping for their or feature dropping for their pixels. I do use those features there, and that's pretty much kind of it. The other settings again involve the lock screen, and if we come into wallpaper, if I'm not using a live wallpaper, if I'm not using this cool looking wallpaper here, I will click on change wallpapers, and then I use creative or generative wallpapers where the AI will generate wallpapers for me. So here's some of the ones that I've generated and that I've used and that I like a lot, but I typically use these on my home screen rather than my lock screen. My lock screen, I like to use live wallpapers, or I use Samsung's 15 wallpaper shuffle feature. And so these are some of the ones that I've used, and you guys already see one of them being used on my home screen now. I like that feature. Photo ambient, haven't found a way for that to really work yet. Of course, it's in lab, so it's still in development. It is somewhat raining in my area, so maybe I'll try that again to see if I can get it to work. But that is an experimental feature by Samsung in its official software. Now, on to the home screen. I use Samsung's weather widget app. I like this one right here. It displays what's going on in your city. It has a nice little animation feature, so it makes it feel a little bit more lively. I use the clock widget and an analog clock because I love analog clocks. I love traditional timepieces, so I like having that representative on my home screen. I do still have time up here as well as some indicators up there. I used to go like full blank up there and just keep it a clean canvas, but now I appreciate some icons being up there as a result of being on an iPhone. I use Google search bar, and that's it. I don't have that stacked with anything. My normal run-of-the-mill apps, financial apps, Cash App, my budgeting app, Everyday Dollar Budget by Dave Ramsey, TikTok, Threads, and X or Twitter, Instagram, Gallery app, Samsung's Galaxy Store, Good Lock, Camera app, Gmail, Google Photos, the App Store, YouTube and YouTube Studio, phone app, Samsung Internet, JW Library app, Google Messages, and the settings. Now within Good Lock, I also have this, the way this is blacked out, which there's a slight bug here, and I could talk about here in a second, but I have this blacked out with red icons as a result of Good Lock. And upon coming into Good Lock, there's two ways to access this feature. You can come in here to Quick Star, and upon Quick Start, you click on Style Your Own Quick Panel, and this is one way you can style it. You can create it from there, or within Good Lock still. All right, relax. And Good Lock be tripping like this sometimes. Click on Theme Park, Quick Panel, and here we go again. We can do it like this here, where you can create a new one, and upon doing that, just to show you, you have all these little icons right here to customize the font, color, the bubble color, the brightness color slider, the background color when it's not highlighted, the font color of the notifications, the notification card colors, and the entire color of the notification panel itself. You can customize all of that here within GoodLock. I definitely appreciate it, but this is where the bug lies, and I don't know what's really breaking it. So either using generative AI is breaking it, or there's something with dark mode that's breaking it. This will work during the day, but as soon as my phone switches over to dark mode, it reverts back to normal, meaning everything up here still works, except it's no longer blacked out. It is transparently blurred out based off whatever wallpaper I have going on right here. So I don't know what the bug is there, but that is a bug that I see going on with the Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus as of right now. Hopefully an update will fix that, because I prefer my notification shade to look like this. My second homepage, or my second page, I should say, consists of Google News and Apple Music, because that's what I use for my music. I use my device care, showing me my memory, and my storage. Storage has slowly been climbing up, which is very interesting because I don't really have a lot going on, so I don't even know how my storage is climbing like that. And then I also have this, which is Pocket Cast. But I don't really use Pocket Cast because I use Apple's podcast. So unless they have an Android app, which I didn't even think to consider, I just listen to podcasts on my iPhone. I have 2 folders available, one with other financial stuff in here like PayPal, Venmo, Samsung Wallet, Progressive, which is my car insurance, T-Mobile Tuesday, the T-Mobile app, Amazon, Adidas, Patreon, and Target. And then I have this app, which is like my streaming apps, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Hulu, Redbox, Max or HBO Max, Netflix, Atom Tickets, and PixArt, which is what I use to create my thumbnails. And then I have a Philips Hue widget to turn off all the lights in the house. And that is it. This is a blank page that should not exist, and now it's gone. And that is pretty much my setup there. I showed you some of my settings. I showed you my quick settings. This is how I have them set up. I'm not going to run through them all, but I do love how the new aesthetic for Samsung devices look like this. So as you guys can see, it really gives you a nice, beautiful look here. And I only have 2 pages full of quick panels or quick toggles. And that is pretty much it there. So this is what's on my Galaxy S24 Plus. Hope you guys appreciate and enjoyed it. And hopefully I gave you guys some ideas on how to set this up. At one point I had this set up a little differently, but that'll be for another setup video in the future. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys ignite the like button. It's free. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. Hit the notification bell. It's also free. That way you notice my videos. So that way you and I can sit back and see what's cracking. It's Micah signing out. And until the next video, wait